You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Warning! The following podcast contains adult language, adult content, weird and unusual stories that all happen to be true. We didn't start this war on safety, but we're going to fight that safety war and we're going to win it. I am taking a calculated risk, or that is a calculated risk, so I'm okay with it. What exactly are they talking about? Is this actually what these people mean? Is this a really rational way to make a decision? How about if you're in a high-risk environment? Is a calculated risk okay? Calculated risk, today on Safety Wars. I recently had someone tell me that something is safe because the person in charge, and I'm using air quotes, is taking a calculated risk. I asked the person who made the decision and got the same response. He made a calculated risk, so everything's okay. I asked him, what exactly is that? He said, well, I thought about it, Jim, and I decided that it is unlikely to happen, therefore we're going to go ahead and do it. I said, well, what about if it does happen? By the way, I think that there's probably a pretty good chance that a bad outcome is going to happen. And I said, well, what if it does happen? Well, it won't happen, so it doesn't matter. I'm sure many of us have had a conversation like this over the years. But let's delve a little bit more into this. You can't talk about taking risks if you don't consider potential hazards or outcomes. In the safety industry, we would call it a hazard matrix table. If you've taken safety accreditation exams, you are very familiar with the hazard matrix tables. It is slowly creeping into daily paperwork at many facilities, and sometimes it's in the job hazard analysis or job safety analysis. It's a ranking of the likelihood of an outcome, likelihood of an adverse event, versus what the consequences are. It's usually color-coded red, yellow, and green, but there might be other colors like a blazing orange or blue or something along those lines, but it's usually those 3, red, yellow, and green, right? Stop, proceed with caution, and go ahead. Typically, if something is in the red, you are prohibited from doing it because there's a high likelihood of something happening, and you're either going to have a fatality or catastrophic situation if that adverse event happens. Yellow can be done with certain controls or procedures, and green is that it's a completely safe procedure with the appropriate controls and procedures. So here's the question. What are the consequences to the person who is making the decision? Maybe we should ask that question. You especially have to be careful if that person isn't actually doing the work. If something goes wrong, the decision maker will likely not be hurt, physically or emotionally. Likely won't face the music with OSHA or other regulatory situations. A decision maker will likely not be liable for lawsuits. Won't likely be criminally liable either. Here's another question. Do they have a moral compass? Are they incentivized to finish their job no matter what? Are they incentivized not to work safely? What's happened in the past? Will they be disciplined and little else? No real consequences? Will they likely just get another job if they have a major catastrophic loss here? And let's not forget about that non-disclosure agreement, where this bad decision will never be known because there's a non-disclosure agreement, or the person just keeps their mouth shut and no one knows about it. Basically, nothing happens to them. Now, are you comfortable with that person taking that calculated risk? Making that decision with a calculated risk? So, here's another question. It's a calculated risk. However you want to define it, if they have zero liability, even moral liability here, if they're a sociopath, do you really want them making a decision on anything? Is it really a calculated risk? Or is it really someone just being okay with a risk and no problem at all? Because they're not going to face the music or consequences. Here's some other questions we have to go by with decision makers. Does the person actually have the education, training, experience, or knowledge to make a decision? Are they actually confident persons? And you can look that up on what that is on our other episodes here. Are they a qualified person? Are they an engineer or other professional that's appropriate to that decision? When things have gone wrong in the past, what's the individual's reaction? Or what's the organization's reaction? Is it, oh, well, no, the hell with it, we're just going to go on? And, oh, my favorite, well, it was just that person's time to die, Jim. Does this person have any real liability, financial, criminal, or moral? Does the person have qualified or sovereign immunity if they're a government official making a decision? That's been an issue that I wanted to be recognized for almost my entire professional career, and in the last couple of years, I'm shocked that this is being addressed. What kind of mood and what kind of mindset does the person have who is making the decision? Is the person a sociopath? We mentioned that. But let's go back. What kind of mood and what kind of mindset does that person have who's making the decision? So my wife and I worked on this together. She's also a risk professional. She deals with risk and corporate risk on a tangential basis for her career. And my son overheard the conversation, and he said, "Hold on, Daddy. That sounds like something my teacher uses. It's called a mood meter. With the colors and everything." I said, "Well, what exactly is a mood meter?" I had to Google it, and he explained it to me. He said, "Well, we have 4 different colors, a blue zone, green zone, yellow zone, and red zone. And we tell our teachers at the beginning of the day what kind of mood we're in." And I said, this actually is a pretty good thing that he picked up on this. I said, because this could actually be something really helpful, especially if you're a decision maker, or if you're assessing a decision maker, maybe in a catastrophic situation that has occurred and you're doing an accident investigation. You could Google it, mood meter, and it's basically 4 zones. Are you in the blue zone, green zone, yellow zone, and red zone? And basically, if you're in the red zone, maybe you make a bad decision. That's maybe not the day you want to be a decision maker. Yellow, you have to realize, hey, I'm a little bit on edge, right? And things of that nature. But anyway, I thought it was a good thing that I heard from my son. So, all these questions, including the last one, the mood meter, probably need to be answered before you or someone else takes that calculated risk. Are you focused on what you're doing? Are you making correct decisions rationally before you take that calculated risk? Because someone's calculated risk might make you the next casualty in the safety war. For Safety Wars, this is Jim Posel.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.